Good morning, friends. Now we are discussing metallurgical microscope demonstration in the uh, material testing lab. So, aim of the experiment is to prepare the specimen to study under the metallurgical microscope. Apparatus. So, metallurgical microscope and eyepiece micrometer. So, before going to the experiment, so we must learn so what is metallography, what is microstructure, and what is macrostructure. So metallography is nothing but the general study of metals and their behavior. Particularly, we are referring to the microstructure and macrostructure of the metal, which is to be studied. Microstructure, it is the characteristic appearance and how physically the metal molecules are arranged. This arrangement of metal molecules will be observed with the help of microscope. So that's why it is called as microstructure. Macrostructure, it is the appearance and physical arrangement of your molecules which is observed with the naked eye. So metallurgical microscope will enable us so that the opaque objects will be seen with a certain magnification. That is, the molecular arrangement will be magnified in the reflected light. The optical system of the microscope will consist of two lenses, the objective lens and the eyepiece. The combination of these lenses nearest to the specimen is called as the objective. So here the grain size and shape, the size, shape and distribution of various phases will be studied, and so mechanical and thermal treatment of the alloys. So uh, uh, these things will be uh, determined with the help of metallurgical microscope. So before the specimen is brought before the microscope, so we have to treat the given alloy, so using thermal treatments. So under microscope, different metals will be seen. The molecular arrangement will be seen in different metals like this. So Sg iron, aluminium alloy, copper alloy will be looking like this, and Sg iron will be looking like this. Then mild steel will look like this, high speed steel. We have grey cast iron looking like this. Procedure. So selection of the specimen. When investigating the properties of a metal or alloy, so you have to make sure that the specimen is selected from that particular category. So which can be taken as representative of the whole mass. The specimen selected should represent the whole mass of the particular alloy. So selection of the specimen. Then cutting of the specimen. After selecting a particular area in the whole mass, the specimen will be removed with the help of a suitable cutting tools. So that is the specimen where the particular area is tested under the microscope. That particular area in the whole mass will be removed with the help of appropriate cutting tools. Then mounting the specimen. If the specimen is too small to hold in the hand for further processing, it will be mounted suitably on the disc. Then obtaining the flat specimen surface. So it is necessary to obtain a reasonably flat surface on the specimen. So usually it will be done using the coarse file or machining or grinding. The specimen surface will be made flat. Then intermediate and fine grinding. So this will be carried out using emery papers. Then rough polishing will be done. then fine polishing, and then etching will be done.
Hello students, in this video we will be learning about the basic principle of a metallurgical microscope. So let's get started. So our objective is to study the metallurgical microscope. We are using one of the metallurgical microscope which is available in our lab. At the end of this video, we will also see the microstructure of a mild steel specimen through this metallurgical microscope. So, metallurgical microscope is one of the important tool used by the metallurgist. Alright. It mainly consists of an objective and eyepiece, although it has also other components like illuminators and light filters. But objective and, and an eyepiece are the two important components of an metallurgical microscope. Its main function is to reveal the detailed structures of an particular object. In our case, we are going to look at the microstructure of the mild steel specimen, and the magnification or the details of the microstructure of the object depend upon the magnification used. Alright. So, first, let's try to understand the basic principle of the metallurgical microscope. So, from this light source, a horizontal beam of light, these two beams, a horizontal beam of light from the light source is reflected by means of a plain glass reflector. As you can see, these lights will be reflected and this one will be reflected like this through the plain glass reflector downwards through the microscope objective on the surface of the specimen. Alright, then some of these incident light get reflected in this direction. Let me change the pen color. So some of these light which falls on the specimen get reflected from the specimen surface and will be magnified and pass through the glass, plain glass reflector, and magnified again by upper lens of the system. This is the upper lens of the system, and can be seen through the magnified image can be seen through the eyepiece. So this is how a metallurgical microscope work. The various component of a metallurgical microscope are eyepiece, observation tube, objective, frame, light source, condenser aperture diaphragm, condenser field diaphragm. So these are the some of the important component which a metallurgical microscope is usually consist of. So now we will have a look at one of the metallurgical microscope which is available in our lab, and it will be followed by the microstructure which has been shown using the same metallurgical microscope.
Okay. Thank you, friends.